Hello guys, welcome once again to continue with the Ateez tarot reading series for the members, for individually to see the members' energies. This time I'm going to continue with Wooyoung. I have seen his chart and actually, well, the energies in his chart. And well, he's the last moon in Cancer in the series, the last one that I will be addressing. He's a Sagittarius with moon in Cancer, which I believe that he also has a Mars in Libra, because somehow he gives me Libra vibes also. And I will explain a little bit later, because as we are going to be talking about the archetype cards that came out for him, the first one is Queen. The second one is Midas, and the third one is Guide. So the Queen archetype, of course, like I already said it and I explained it, it doesn't mean that because you can be a female and get a king, and you can be a female and get a warrior. So it's not about gender, it's not about a specific, it's about the energy of the archetype that you take or that you embody somehow. And when you have a queen archetype, actually it means that in the case of Wooyoung, that he is a male, that he is really in touch with his feminine side, which that's why he gives me a little bit of Libra influence, because it's like somehow he's really in touch with his feminine side, especially, well, he has a moon in Cancer. With Cancer, it's feminine energy. So there are a lot of aspects that he has energetically that gives him very feminine kind of vibe. Maybe a little bit more feminine than a Sagittarius, that is his sun. Sagittarius tend to be a little bit more like, for example, they are very slender, they are very tall usually, they have like long extremities, long arms, long legs, they are very like built. They are like, because you know Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter it's the planet of expansion. So whenever that planet is influencing or that sign, it tends to make the person like expansive. Like, for example, they can have also a tendency of gaining weight easily, or having thyroid problems like I do, because I have Jupiter in my first house. So to make a Capricorn look a little bit chubby is it's a whole, like, it's really like you have to work really hard, and Jupiter, it's like in my first house, is making that happen. So when I used to be really skinny when I was younger, so that's how I want you to like envision this Sagittarius energy. Actually, a lot of people that have like moon in Sagittarius, for example, Namjoon of BTS, he's a Virgo, but he is a moon in Sagittarius, and he has long arms, long legs. He's actually a little bit clumsy. Whenever he usually has these kinds of accidents where he just knocks things over or somehow breaks things, because the Sagittarius moon actually has this like kind of, it's like his mind is everywhere and at the same time anywhere. So it's like his whole expansive energy tends to be too much for a small environment. So I do knock things over every once in a while and break things too. I'm very clumsy, and like I said, to make a Capricorn clumsy is a whole influence. So there you go, Jupiter. So yes, he had definitely that the nice energy of Sagittarius, in the sense that he's really friendly, and he's really like very like optimistic and really upbeat. But let's continue with the archetype. So since he has the queen archetype, he is very in touch, in tune with his feminine energy, and he has this ability and this trait of being like very motherly, because the queen is very protective of her people, or of what she considers her tribe, her people, and her loved ones. So she is really protective, and also very like jealous. So in this sense, he's very protective of his loved ones, and that also has a lot to do with his moon in Cancer, because moon in Cancer tend to be like really really like motherly, like, or either they let themselves be mothered by someone else, or they are the mother type. So I don't know him very well. I have seen him in videos. I can tell who is who, but I don't know like his, for example, his personality traits. I haven't seen it like in action, so I don't know if it's true or not. And the second card of the archetype card, it's Midas, which we know that Midas, it's all about the Midas touch. Its ability to create, to be creative, to also enjoy of being wealthy somehow, to turn things into gold, to turn opportunities into gold, to be really successful at wherever he decides to approach. So and he also has this tendency of wanting to share this wealth, this prosperity, but it's like he has to be able to influence somehow the situation to make it successful. It's like he is like this lucky charm, that if he is involved in the process, probably good things are going to come out because of his influence. So maybe in his life he had been really lucky, which this also talks about Jupiter, because Jupiter, besides of being the planet that is the ruler of Sagittarius, is also the planet of good luck. So in this sense, he must feel really lucky. And also, if you combine it with the Queen, it means that he has this ability to soften people's hearts. I mean, it's like he has this touch to be charming, but also to be really caring. So it's like he has this ability to melt your heart. It's like, for example, if you've meet him for the first time and you're like a bit hesitant because you don't know him, he's able somehow to like make you smile or make you laugh. There's something really tender about him, something that is almost really childlike, but at the same time is really adorable, in the sense that he just seems so sweet, so sweet, and so and Sagittarius to be sweet is not really easy, actually, because Sagittarius energy, just like any fire sign, they tend to be like the fire element tends to add a little bit of aggression to the energy, and a little bit of bluntness, and a little bit of maybe of being like all about movement and all about moving around. But in the case of him, I believe it slows his energy down a little bit. It's like it slows his levels of anxiety. So it's like he takes his time to get to know you and to listen to you, and he tries to be patient, which, to be a Sagittarius and to be able to tame that fire inside of you, and to be able to want to connect with others is really a gift. So I believe that's why these cards are telling me that he is really generous, that he has all this energy inside of him, but somehow he's able to put it aside and to pay attention to others, to just remove himself from the protagonist role, and be really being really willing to and open to meet other people, not everyone, but he gives this friendly vibe, like he's really friendly, and that he's not going to be like too maybe dominating, or someone that may like you may feel like intimidated by him. No, actually he's really soft. He tries to soft himself. Then once he breaks the ice and he gets to know you and you're really comfortable with him, then he starts to go around and jump around and start to show his really like optimistic and upbeat side. But from the first moment he tries to contain himself and being really gentle. And the last card that came out in the archetypes is guide. So he has this because to be a guide um, is I translated it as guide. In English, I don't know if it's correct. I'm going to look for it if maybe the words is other, and then I'm going to. But what I mean by the archetype of guide is someone that gives guidance. So guide, it's a very spiritual card because it represents someone that is somehow a representation of a divinity on earth. So it's like he represents the divinity on earth, and also within himself. He represents it on in his life and within himself. It's like he seems like he is this kind of really optimistic, like really like happy child. Like he is really like he can be mischievous when he wants to. He can be playful, but there's also a kind of spirituality within him that I don't think he had been able to develop it because he's young. I think he was born in 1999, which he's really young actually. But I believe that he has this potential of becoming a guide in other people's life, especially when you are a Sagittarius. It means that uh, Sagittarius are always have this energy of teachers, of philosophers of their own, to be like very wise. So I think that as he matures and as he experiences life, he is going to find himself in a lot of situations where he is going to be a great influence to help others become more aware of themselves, and actually to connect with the spirituality, because his moon is in Cancer. So there's a bit of intuition, there's a gift there that he has, that he has to try to use it and not go for the religious way, not to become religious, because sometimes Sagittarius tend to become really fanatic whenever they like start, because they love to learn, so they go really deep. They love to learn about religion, so sometimes they do take some religion and somehow they become really passionate about it, and it's like they become really fanatic until they decide that they don't want anything to do with it, and then eventually they leave the religion and they leave everyone behind. And so it would be nice for him and his energy to get in touch with this guide energy, but not to use it in a religious way. Just use it as as a guidance, as the ability to maybe um, guide others in the process of maybe performance, maybe making music, maybe getting in tune with the whole process of expressing yourself through art. Because since he is an artist, I believe he can be a great guide, a guidance for others, for young trainees in the future. So because he also is like I was describing earlier, he has this ability to be really compassionate and understanding, um, and it's really rare to find a Sagittarius that has this kind of good balance between energetic and understanding, and also having this deep need for connection. But he has a lot of, like I said, he's really in tune with his feminine energy. So probably he was raised also by a lot of female, a lot of women in his life. So somehow um, he had been influenced by the feminine energy. So he has this ability to be soft and um, to be really non-threatening, to be a male, actually, to be very, like I said, very soft. So it's like you can relax when you are with him, because he is not going to be pushy, he's not going to impose himself to you. He's going to be really really caring. So this is a great, I think he has a lot of potential for becoming a teacher, because he has all these attitudes that I really like. So he needs a lot of training in that, because he's still, like I said, he's still really young. So he needs to get in tune with his own abilities. It's going to take a while. Right now, he's in the process of getting to know himself. But if you would ask me what his ideal career, or maybe what career path he could follow, it would be teaching, probably, to be a professor or to be a kind of instructor, because he's patient with others. It's like he is able to slow down and to be able to put in someone else's shoes, so he can start from square one, so he can be an example for others to follow him, because it's like he's able to slow his abilities, so you can watch him and follow him, so you can learn from him. He's really generous in that sense also. So the cards that came out for him, it's the Fool, the Seven of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, the Tower, and Nine of Cups. So he's going through a period where his energy is all over the place. Actually, um he's just trying to be original. He's trying to not to overthink things, because actually he has some kind of anxiety, especially because I believe that they are, like I said, in the others members, they are working a lot, and especially their mind is working a lot. It's like they have to be 100% present and aware when it comes to be ready for the performances. So this somehow makes him feel worried about whether if he will make it or not. It's like somehow this makes him doubt his own talent or his own capacity of being the best at the performance. It's like he is like comparing a lot, and he's trying to, it's like they're trying they are giving their best, honestly, to try to um, show their best side, because but there's something about the system of the program that is like, I don't know if they do not give them time to rehearsal or something like that. It's just like, okay, go. And it's like he is worried about not being able to show his true potential and maybe his best side. It's like somehow they had always been able to feel confident about their powerful performance, but somehow in this state that they are going through, he feels like there's something lacking, and that they are lacking something important. Maybe that he feels that they are, maybe he's missing Mingy, so that's why he's thinking about that there's something missing, and he feels really insecure about it. He cannot stop like looking in the side and being like, I have to cover this, and he's like, it's like they are all actually they are all in this state of alarm, to be really alert, like to be with all your senses, like trying, um but like I said, there's something in the process of maybe doing the performance, that there's something that does not give them the opportunity to maybe rehearsal as often as they would like. So it's like they have to go, and he feels like I mean, he's ready physically, but is his mind the one that is, or maybe the day prior to this recording or to present themselves, he cannot sleep. There's a kind of anxiety here. He is hypersensitive. He's like, his senses are all over the place. And as I'm talking about him, I get this massive headache. Like it's hard for me to process this energy. He's really tired, actually. The last road is the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. So yes, there's also this sense of, like I said, like they don't have their resources. They don't have enough resources to be as successful as they would wish to be. So it's like they are defending themselves, or they are protecting themselves, or they are promoting themselves with all their strengths, but somehow it's like he doesn't feel stable. He just feels that he just needs to protect the members. There's something like, I don't know why, but it's like he is nervous because he doesn't want anyone to get hurt, because I see a lot of coins here, a lot of pentacles. So pentacles could be talking about financial issues, but it also talks about our body, because it talks about the material, and our bodies and our health is part of the material. And actually, it's like it's our um, it's the vehicle, our vehicle of our soul. We work with our bodies, and him especially in this industry, in the role that they are in, they work with their bodies. So he's worried about his body, about um, not getting, about recharging energy, and about being able to maintain themselves in a physical stability. So he's worried. He's worried. He's like hypersensitive. He's like checking everything about the performance twice in his mind. He's like thinking about the whole possibilities. And at the same time, that's why I have this headache, because I feel like he is just dizzy. There's something about, does he wear glasses? because I've seen a lot of idols that when they are not performing, that I see them with glasses. I don't know if it's like for like a for like I don't know, an accessory of if it's really like for their sight. But there's something about him and sight. That's why I have this headache and also this dizziness. It's like somehow he cannot see right. There's something about his eyesight that is not okay, and as nervous as he gets, it gets worse. So I don't know if that means anything. Um, and the other cards, it's the the ten of swords, the tower, and the last one is the nine of cups. So the ten of swords and the tower, it's like like I said, he mentally, it's like he cannot take it anymore. It's like he's just, you know, like if you see the card of the ten of swords, it's like this guy just laying there with all these ten swords on his back. So he is like, you know, when you get the ten of swords, it means that the level of suffering that you went through is like, this is the last step. You know, when you say that you felt so, you felt so low that you somehow you don't have other option more than going up again or getting up, because you are like, it's like you just reach the bottom. So it's like the only option that you have to do next is going up. It's standing up and going up. So I believe this is what it means for them. um, I believe that there's also this fear of him. I don't know why, but there's this fear of falling, because the tower, actually, the tower card is an arcana card that that can mean that it's when something uh, ends abruptly. It's like when we come to an end of something and it's really aggressive, but it's like somehow it needed to happen, um because because things cannot be done the same way that they had been done before. It's like it needs to, the tower uh needs to fall, needs to be destroyed in order to build a new base, a new basement, a new um um like a new chapter. But in this sense, I see this image and I see these people falling from the tower, and I have this feeling of that somehow his biggest fear is for some of them to fall, like literally, to have an accident, to fall, because of this mental stress that they are going through. But it's an internal fear that he has, that some of the member can like have an accident and fall, because it's like I said, there's this sense of darkness. So that's why I don't know if him or someone near to him is having trouble like seeing, and somehow they are not talking about it. They are not like expressing like, yes, I think I'm not seeing right, I think I'm not seeing straight, I think I have a problem with my eyesight. So if you put that with like in a stage that is dark, or maybe that there are like a few flash of lights, you have to be really careful. So, but the last card, it's the Nine of Cups. So it means that it's all actually in his mind, is his own fear, that somehow he's just stressed. And that this also talks about his own protective nature. he feels like he has to be ready to protect everyone, and at the same time he's forgetting about himself. So this is like a huge reminder for him to be able um, to be a little bit more positive and not to engage or get caught up in these moments of negative, of maybe being too negative or thinking that there's no way out, because there's actually is. um, the nine of cups is a beautiful cups because it talks about fulfillment, and I do believe that eventually, no matter the process that they go through, the whole effort that they're putting right now, even feeling that they don't have the support, or that somehow comparing to other groups, they don't have maybe the status or maybe the influence that some other groups do have, somehow they're going to come out victorious. They are going to come out with a trophy. They are going to go. I'm not talking about kingdom. I'm talking in general. I'm talking in a near future. Like I said, uh, these these participations that they do, these performances, all this hard work that they are putting is going to pay off. It's just that now it seems impossible for them to see the shine, the you know the light at the end of the tunnel. It just seems everything is so dark. Everything is so, it's all about pressure and pressure, and it's all about also about like resisting and about wanting to not wanting to prevent from falling, and at the same time not carrying everyone else's with you. You know, it's like if you want to sacrifice for the group, it's like you don't want the rest to follow, you don't want the rest to fall or to fail because of you. So I think this is his biggest fear, to be that weak link, you know, that somehow can make, I don't know, the whole choreography to be a mess. And I have the feeling that he's not the one, he's not the only one that thinks this way. I think that every participant of these performances that they are doing, every group feels the same way. But for him, it's really like impressive that it's really like it's really present. He's just trying to do his best, and he's just laughing and he's smiling, and he just doesn't want to lose faith. He's trying to hold on. You know that sometimes Sagittarius energy tend to be a little bit like in denial sometimes. That's why I would like for him that if he's feeling some kind of discomfort when it comes to his body, if he's not feeling 1% okay with his body, that he should let people know that he's having some kind of symptom, because he works with his body. So he needs to be healthy. So he needs to be open, and maybe not now, he doesn't want to talk about it right now, but probably after all this happened, that he should see a doctor, maybe about doing a check on him, because there's something about his I'm not I get the sight that is his sight, is his eyes, it's not the other parts of his body, but somehow, you know, to be able to see is actually a very important. But they are going to be okay, and he's going to be relieved after all this happens, because he's like going to look back and being like, oh, I worried so much, and actually none of my nightmares came true. because it's about this. It's about him having nightmares. It's about him, you know, when you are nervous, when you are under a lot of stress, somehow you cannot see. um it's like you cannot get out of that hole of despair. You know, you're like lost and you're confused, and and you're like really uncomfortable. You're in a really uncomfortable state of mind. He's hypersensitive. That's because of his moon in Cancer. So, and he probably missed, like I said, he probably missed having the whole group together. And it's not just to say, oh, because I want Mingy to come back and like and work in his former position. It's not about that. It's about missing a member, missing like a part of your family. It's emotional. It's something emotional that he has. So I'm going to leave it, guys, here. And of course, like I always say, I would love for you to give me some kind of feedback, maybe saying like, maybe if you agree or disagree. I mean, I'm learning about the voice, and it's a nice experience because they do have like really interesting characters and personalities, and their energy. They're really hardworking. So it's nice to get in touch with that energy and to see them going through struggles like we all human do, you know. And I do this because I want also to get in touch with their more human side, and not just everything that we only see on camera or on the news. So I will see you in the next video.